The following podcast contains strong language and alternative facts. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Heel Podcast. Over the airwaves and under the influence, we are Turning Heel.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to the earliest edition of the Turning Heel podcast we've ever done in our life. It is me, freshly awake, the Griz, and with me, as always, is Chris, motherfucking Hughes.
I want to argue that.
Ugh, of course you do.
I think Blackpool was earlier.
Oh. I forgot about those episodes. But to be honest, that all just
we
felt
got them done before the pubs opened, so...
one prolonged, drinking session that I barely even remember sleeping on that fucking weekend.
True.
And then with us, once again, he is back to talk about some NXT TakeOver In Your House. Is Robert.
And his pajamas.
And
it's on a heel pajama party.
This is a pajama party, but you are all about it. The morning's just getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't tell if I'm drunk off this one beer, one cider that I've had because it's so early in the morning, or if I'm just really dying of lack of sleep.
I think I'm a bit of both. Let me call me, let me call him B.
Oh, bastard.
Simpsons belt. That's the first title change of the episode.
Yep.
That doesn't count. That's part of the rules. We should have probably explained
the rules to you. Yeah, we'll do it off air though.
Yeah.
Or do we do it on air so people?
No, we should do it on air so that people can play along at home. So the rules are the quote needs to make sense in context, and you can't just do something like "do" because everybody can do that. There'll just be 3 hours of us just going "do, do, 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 do," and then the title just changes hands weirdly.
Be like 24/7 title.
Yeah. So yeah, it needs to have some context, some girth behind it.
Yeah. And at least one person in the group has to get a Simpsons reference for it to count as well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, yeah. So there you go. That is the 24 Simpsons rule.
And I'm actually one day going to get a belt made. I will do it one day.
Yeah, leading up to our recording of Happening In on Saturday, he was promising a surprise, and for a brief second, I genuinely thought he just went ahead and bought the Simpsons Championship belt.
I was considering it, because it's fucking lockdown. What else have I got to spend my money on?
You were away at the time, but apparently a box full of old Robot Wars action figures. I've spent my money on over the past weekend.
Well, I've bought 3 belts in the space of 6 weeks. There's fucking nothing else to spend my money on.
Well, speaking of belts, at least a few of them were defended as we look into NXT TakeOver In Your House. The first match on the pre-show was, Pat McAfee and Sam Roberts having a war of words. And I just don't like either of them.
I like Pat. I think he's stupidly funny.
Okay, but maybe saying I don't like both of them is a strong thing. I definitely like Pat McAfee much more than Sam Roberts, but...
I would agree, but I wouldn't use the term like. I tolerate him more.
Yeah, that's
Pat, after the whole WrestleMania debacle with his suit shorts.
Oh, God.
I thought that was dumb.
And then he's like, nah... Did you know? See, this is what all the celebrities are wearing. And then Vince is like, all right, okay, I just didn't get it. Cool, you can stay.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, like I was kind of like Chris on that boat until I heard him talking about that episode of SmackDown where everybody got stuck in Saudi Arabia the night before, and then like the absolute like 11th hour like journey that he made to make it to SmackDown to call that for people, and it's like, you know what? Maybe you're not as much of a pleb as I thought you were.
Yeah, I mean, I tolerate it more. That's my stance on it.
Yeah. Plus, just Sam Roberts is not good.
Anyway. Sam Roberts is such a dweeb.
Oh, he is. Like,
he used to be good before he went all 2010 Michael Cole.
No. I know, because that's the thing you always notice from him. It's just he's always like, I like every bad guy because me. Oh, it was good to have you on the show there, Sam.
He wasn't like that before.
No, he wasn't. To be fair, he was still a dweeb before, though.
Yeah, because like he started doing a commentary for Main Event at some point. And that's kind of where this sort of like, oh, I'm a heel, get it, like kind of developed.
And he's not convincing as a heel.
No, like I don't know. I don't understand why he's there or why he's even needed.
Yeah. Me neither. I just don't get it. His hair's stupid as well.
Yeah, I know. That's the first thing I always hated about him, his little, like, fucking stupid ginger afro.
How cool was the opening video of the show?
Ah, yes, with Todd Pettengill.
Oh, I just about jizzed in my pants with how excited I was with it. That was to clear up the group message chat where I said, this is the best show ever, and then this is the worst show ever.
Uh-huh.
The opening package really got me excited. The old music, the was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, and I was saying that.
And then Orange came on and just ruined it.
Oh, right. Because when I said thanks for your opinion, I thought it was because Shotzi Blackheart was the first wrestler.
In fact, I've got nothing bad to say about Shotzi this week.
Yeah, well, there's the tank, but they're still there.
It was, our entrance was, I'll say, compact and bijou. It wasn't as long and
tanky,
overran.
Tanky.
Is what it was the other week.
That was a really tanky entrance right there.
Yeah.
We were kind of talking about this during the time as well. Like, I'm sorry, if you're not singing Bray Wyatt's theme song, then I don't care, Code Orange. I'm sorry. And that one like blonde guy that just kept making like herpy derpy faces behind the lead singer while she was trying to sing was really just putting me off them as well. Like, she's just sitting there going blah 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 metal, and then he's just like like behind her, and it's like, what are you doing? Are you like trying to take a dump or something?
Yeah, they're fucking shite, man. Like,
yeah,
they're so bad, and they're going to join the ever growing list of fucking bands that WWE have got a pure hard on for that just aren't good.
Hey, I would disagree with that part of it. WWE do have some go-to bands that are excellent, such as
like who?
Alter Bridge and Shinedown and Saliva and Poppy.
But that's fucking Poppy's the only fucking current one in what you've just said. Don't go anywhere near those bands now. Now you've got fucking Flowrider. Pretty much 6 pay-per-views a year. Easy. He's doing the theme.
But he does some bangers.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
My House is about the only decent one he done. I didn't even know if it was him. Was that him that done My House?
Yeah, I think it was him.
That's about the only decent one he done, and that's only because I get a nostalgia trip from it.
Yeah. I know, because like fucking see, every time The Weeknd comes on the radio, I'll just go, ugh. The amount of times I had to hear that song over WrestleMania weekend, and we could literally call it WrestleMania weekend this time. I'm just done with it, and now it's just like seemingly started to become popular on the radio.
Yeah, then you've got fucking all the shite that Kid Rock came out with. I actually don't mind Kid Rock, but
hey, Kid Rock was good for the time.
But nah.
Honestly, we could just sit for the rest of this episode and just talk about WWE pay-per-view theme music.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be a top 10 episode at some point.
Yeah, actually, like we'll make a top 10 of our best theme music. And number one will shock you. It will not be "My Way" by Limp Bizkit.
No, it won't be for me either.
I think that is like, it's a very good like promo package, but that song is incredibly overrated.
It's quite funny. My number one will probably be won by somebody that I just shat on there.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, so the 6-woman tag.
The 6-woman tag opened the show when Shotzi Blackheart, Mia Yim, and Tegan Knox took on Raquel Gonzalez, Candice LeRae, and Dakota Kai. More like
wee pixie wings were so cool.
I
more
quite
like
enjoyed them as well.
More like Dakota Y, am I right? Get it? Remember when that happened? Because Morrow sure won't let it go.
Oh, he was fucking insufferable in this podcast. No, and this pay-per-view.
Yeah,
He was
Jesus
worse than he's
fucking
been in a
Christ.
long time in this pay-per-view. I don't know if just because I was tired and grumpy, because the hangover was starting to kick in, because we'd stopped drinking like well before the pay-per-view started.
I only
Well-
counted 2 obnoxious moral similes in the whole show.
Really?
I came up with one myself
Oh,
Go for
right.
it.
for this match. Just like Shotzi Blackheart's hair, Raquel Gonzalez is greener than goose shit.
Robert has just got the inaugural.
The inaugural Morrowism Championship.
Yep, the inaugural moral belt.
Oh man, that's perfect.
Chelsea Green and this match would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been a play on words on its own card. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this was a decent little opener. Like, I feel like it definitely done what it needed to do, and
To show off really well, I think.
yeah, and the fact that like obviously during the match the main story was trying to get Candice and Mia Yim in the ring at the same time, which they tried to keep apart for as long as possible. But is there any other little highlights that you can think of during this match?
Not really, to be honest. It was a pretty solid wee opener. It was nothing to write home about. I was actually more surprised that Tegan got the win.
I'm surprised they're already teasing dissension between Dakota and Raquel.
Yeah. Yeah, that is quite surprising. I didn't actually think of that.
Because it's only been, 4 months, 5 months? So it just seems a bit early. Because Raquel isn't ready to move on.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. Like, she's not particularly great in the ring. Like,
No, she needs to stay with her a bit longer before they start even teasing this.
but as we know from other female tag teams in WWE, they seem to do this all the time and it never actually leads anywhere.
Iconic.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got Sasha and Bailey as well.
Oh
And
yeah.
they keep teasing this breakup and it just never happens.
It's
almost like they're implying women are bitchy.
Oh yeah. Well, as
Like,
Jerry Lawler used to say all the time, it's like women all secretly hate each other. Right? That's how women work.
Yeah. Yeah, well done, King. You fucking nailed that. How'd that court case go, by the way?
I won.
What's your thoughts on it, Griz?
Yeah, as I say, like it was a good little opener, and it's just kind of good to get like a few people on the card that otherwise may not have, because obviously you had Dakota Y and Tegan, like, which clearly shows that they're still not really done with this feud yet. So I feel like one more like big like blow off match between them is needed, and obviously it looks like the Yim and Candice storyline is going to continue. And so like fuck it, why not? Let's just spin off a little like fucking mini feud between Shotzi and Raquel while we're at it, and then there's your fucking most of your women's division all like in a nice little feud package for the next wee while. And then maybe even, out of that, you can get a number one contender for the champ.
Yeah, possibly.
Because it seems like that this is literally all the women that they have on the NXT roster were wrestled on this show.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there anyone that wasn't. No, there wasn't. They pretty much had got everybody.
Except Chelsea Green, actually.
Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
Santana Garrett and Aaliyah.
Santana.
Don't say that name around Griz ever again after you mentioned it the other day on the episode. And I genuinely feared.
Why? You don't look like her, you're fine.
Nah, wasn't that, man. You looked like you were going to do something else.
So match number 2. The match ended with Knox actually getting the shiniest wizard on Dakota Kai and scoring the win. So it wasn't even Mia Yim and Candice LeRae like finishing the match for their teams. It was, the arguably the secondary feud going into this match.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Robert, whilst you were away there, I was quite surprised that Tegan got the win.
Yeah, I know it was very like, okay, I thought this was meant to be, Mia Yim and Candice LeRae like disguised as a six-woman tag team match, but it definitely didn't go that way by the end of it.
Well, have they actually had their one-on-one match yet? I know they're supposed to have it in NXT and then turned into a tag.
No.
So like it seems, yeah. So it seems
Candice.
A bit pointless giving away one pinning the other in a six-woman tag where they've not even had their one-on-one yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because the closest they had was obviously that one on NXT the previous week.
Yeah.
Which we enjoyed so much, we reviewed it 4 times.
The fourth being the most compressed review of it.
The two of them came out, had a bit of a match, and then a schmoz happened.
The end.
So sick of this match. Speaking of matches I wasn't sick of, though, match number 2 was Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
This was my favourite match of the night.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I think it's my second, but it's a very close second.
Yeah.
So good.
I think Damian Priest's stock is definitely rising. They've got something with him, and like considering I never really kept up with Ring of Honor, but I always knew who Punishment Martinez. If it was, yes. I always kind of knew who he was, and so like I didn't really ever think like much of him at the time though. So like now, like just ever since he's got this new Damian Priest character, which just I don't know has like a little bit more oomph to it. I don't know. I just generally starting to like him a lot more.
I quite like him too. That back bump he took on the stairs was nasty as fuck.
Oh yeah, that was grim.
Yeah,
I don't think that's how it was supposed to go down.
No. I think he was probably supposed to land flat on the stairs.
Yeah,
I thought it was flat on the stairs, and then he would do the double stomp on him while he's on the stairs.
Yeah, that's a good shout actually.
What's going to happen?
Just the way he hit those stairs was just sick, man. Like, like right on the corner and right on the lower back. Like,
yeah. Learn like just the way that like he kind of then rolled off it and then just started to sell, but no doubt inside he's probably just like, I
don't think he was selling.
No.
I think he was turning his pain up to like 12.
Yeah.
But
like even the kind of spot where it's like he just kind of essentially took a full frontal like coup de grace at one point because like Finn Balor just kind of hit it and then was just standing on his chest for like a couple of seconds, and like even that in its own was like moderately impressive because I mean, let's face it, Balor is a smaller guy, but he's not a small guy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine him just standing on your chest?
Digging his feet in, twisting.
I don't know. You seem to have got a bit more erotic about the way you said that.
No,
to be fair, Finn is a very, very, very handsome man. He's a very handsome man. I would not kick him out of bed.
Fair dues. I mean, you're not wrong.
Silence.
You're not wrong.
I would kick him out of bed just to invite him back in.
Hey!
I know. Yeah, but I would kick him out of bed so he would need to do his entrance to come back in.
Oh, speaking of his entrance, I know you did notice this, Griz, but did you notice, Robert, that they cut his entrance down? Like the theme music, they had a big awkward slice right in the middle of it to get to the fucking doo bit earlier because it was a shorter stage. But
I didn't notice.
It was so fucking. It was a horrible fucking slice, man.
Yeah, it was just like they just got it in the thing and just went right there, and then it was just like then they played it back. It's like, nobody will notice.
But what I did notice was the royal blue velvety trunks he was wearing.
Yes, he's worn them before.
Works with the Prince gimmick.
These pants are royal blue.
That's a fucking great film, by the way.
I am so glad. Like, I really committed to that one, and I was like, "This is either going to be one of the best movie references I've ever made, or this is going to die flat."
No, I think we both got it.
Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah, she's the best. I think my other half is genuinely like a bit jealous of her. Because I love her so much. But yeah, as you were saying, like the way that it was just edited, because when he came out, I was like, oh man, this is not a long walk to the ring. So is he going to do some weird lap around the stage or something, or is he just going to not come out for a while? And then he just kind of wandered out. And it just was like, do 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 do. Oh!
It was so bizarre, man. It's like, given the fact that WWE have got audio guys that they pay a lot of fucking money to, they could have done like a more seamless fucking transition. Like, it was just the complete wrong notes, wrong chords, wrong key, everything, man. Like, that's so bad.
Was this? I can't remember if it was the spot in this match or if it was in the Gargano-Lee match where they started using the plexiglass and one of them went through it. I want to say
that was Gargano-Lee.
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to say. But so the match ended with Finn Balor actually hitting double the coup de grace. The coup de grace.
See, when we went up to do that second one, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you were convinced he was missing it.
Yeah, as soon as we went up to do the second one, I was like, oh no, he's going to miss it. No, Finn. But then he won, and then I was happy.
And I was pretty sure that like the last coup de grace was like the worst one of the entire match. And that was the one that got the pin.
Yeah. Yeah, it was it was quite a good match. Was it this match that we couldn't remember how we voted for on the last episode, guys?
I think it was
for Beast.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was Balor.
Do you remember what I went for?
You went for Balor as well.
Did I? Oh. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Hey, there you go. Dang,
that's a lesson learned. We should not stop drinking before the pay-per-view starts. Otherwise, we can't remember anything we've done whilst we were drinking.
Yeah. Oh, well, speaking of Keith Lee versus Johnny Gargano, the North American Championship was on the line next as the two of them went one-on-one. So we start off. Well, also, like, I should probably mention quickly through the night that they were doing advertisements for the little WWE ice cream bar thingies. Just having random superstars chow down on them. Which was funny. Like, especially the Shotzi Blackheart one where it's just like, she was just like, blah, 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 blah.
But do you know what I noticed about the ice cream bars set? Everyone that's on them, like the 4 wrestlers that are on them, not one of them are active on the roster right now.
So let me guess, because I don't remember, but I'm just I'm going to throw out 4 wrestlers of that what's the word? That description. I'm going to say Roman Reigns, John Cena, Becky Lynch, and someone else is not on the roster.
Not been on the roster for a long time.
Okay.
Sorry,
The Rock.
Sorry,
Macho Man.
I got this. Yeah,
Who?
Macho Man.
Macho Man.
Macho Man? Yeah, that's really random. Wow.
And CM Punk tried one of them on backstage and said they were shit.
Did he?
Well, probably because they were not the ones that he wanted. Oh, also in this day and age of, all recipes change and, everyone tries to force everyone else to be healthy, even though that's my own goddamn decision. Don't you dare try and tell me what to put in my body. But
Well, we're still talking about the adverts. Adam Cole doing the Bret Hart Ico Pro ad.
Yeah.
Was amazing.
I know, I was quite surprised there was only one of those.
It was the fact that they ended the advert. Instead of saying about, he goes about.
And then
Adam Cole's just an absolute joy.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Road Dogg said about him?
No.
Corey Graves' podcast. He says if he was the same size as Karrion Kross, he would be the Universal Champion on the main roster.
That's size racist.
Yeah, that is quite size racist. Sizist.
No,
We all know
I still think he will be at some point.
yeah.
we all know that that's how they feel about smaller guys anyway.
Yeah.
But it's never actually been said before on a platform like that.
I know. Say what you really feel, Road Dogg.
But he said that Adam Cole's the best wrestler he's ever seen. Said he's a dream superstar. You can tell him to go out and talk for a minute, say what you want, and he's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
He would never get to do that on the main roster, though.
No.
Which is probably going to be his downfall, as it has been for so many other guys for NXT. It's like they're so good, they're naturally so good at talking, then they go out with a scripted promo and it just doesn't work.
And then to round off the adverts was the WWE shop one, where Todd Pettengill was like, "Oh, call the 1-900 number." What? What? There's no 1-900 number anymore. Oh well, you can still get all this merchandise at www.shop.com.
Surprised I didn't mention the keywords for AOL. I know he mentioned AOL, but AOL keywords were a big thing in the 90s.
AOE keyword raw for
The original hashtags.
Yeah, Jesus.
I did quite enjoy that shot of DX on the keyboard though, or on the old school computer.
That looked like a Commodore 64.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I mean, like the fact that they still had like one of those giant ass like old screens. It's like maybe it just wasn't working because the computer was so old. It was like, what is internet?
They forgot to crank it up at the back.
do. I don't know what his first tune I went for.
But speaking of Road Dogg, man, Jesus, I don't know if he's looking healthy or not. I can't decide.
Yeah, because he was a big boy.
Yeah, big boy, and he's definitely rocking the fucking quarantine beard.
I'm pretty sure he's had that for a while, actually. I'm pretty sure like the last time we seen him, it may have just been like a random like kind of backstage segment, but he was cutting about with a big bit of beard, so maybe he's just letting it grow.
Yeah, genuinely, last time I think I noticed him on TV was probably WrestleMania 30.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the last time he actually wrestled.
Yeah.
Because if you don't keep up with him on Twitter, which I don't, then I just kind of forgot he even worked there.
I had to remove him for Twitter, man. He was annoying me. Post too much God shit. That's cool. I don't mind if you're into God, but you don't need to tell me about it every fucking tweet you send out.
God, that was... we've been watching a lot of Amazing Race recently, and there was like a team that were in that were like pure Bible thumpers, and it was just like every time that they got through like the next leg of the race, they were just like, "Oh, it's just I'm so happy, I'm so like God and Jesus were looking down on us, and they made sure that we got through it the next thing." It's like no, if God and Jesus were watching yous to make sure yous win the Amazing Race while all this fucking horrible shit's going on in the world, then they're not doing their job properly.
Did you watch the season of The Amazing Race with Robert Stone in it?
I did. That was the first season we watched, and yes, it was because they were in it.
It's the only one I've watched.
and then that was the season that kind of got us into like being we should watch Amazing Race again. Then we tried to start watching other seasons, then kind of forgot about it and fell away from it. But then like recently we were just like, oh man, remember the Amazing Race? Let's download and start watching that again. And now we're fucking 3 seasons deep already. 27 left to go. But someone I think would be good in the Amazing Race would be Johnny Gargano. As he took on Keith Lee for the North American Championship. That was the worst segue. Or the best segue?
It was the worst.
No, it wasn't.
This was my favourite match of the night.
This was your favourite match? Interesting.
Yeah, I enjoyed this match.
I liked the wee portrait inside his house, the Doc Hendricks.
Yeah, there was a lot that just kind of came into Johnny Gargano's entrance here, even just including him walking out of the front door, and the fact that you could actually see inside his house behind him when he came out the door.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked his entrance. I thought it was quite clever.
And then he locked the door behind him, which turned out to be his downfall later on in the match.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And he put the keys in the trunks. Storytelling.
Yeah. And then dressed like a cross between Kylo Ren and the Mandalorian.
Yeah, we were trying to work out what that was. I figured it was something Star Wars, but I couldn't put my fucking...
You were trying to work it out. I was like, man, no, I don't watch any of this stuff.
I think he sort of drained the well dry with the Marvel thing. And now he's another franchise.
So she just start coming out dressed as Disney characters next?
That's the thing, though. It wasn't clear as to what it was. Like, I love Star Wars. If it was a Star Wars reference, I would have got who it was, but I didn't. That's a problem.
I had to go hunting for what it was.
Oh, really?
Some folk are saying, it's based in the Mandalorian, and then I found that Main Event Gear, the people that make his gear, said it's supposed to be like a twist on Kylo Ren.
I didn't get that, but okay.
No.
I think it was just the cape.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little front nipple cape.
Even that's not really what Kylo Ren wore or wears. Wore, yes. That's weird. Alright, okay, fair enough. If they made the gear, then fucking they're the ones to know, but I didn't get it personally.
Well, yeah, but also the fact that, like, you know, even, like, pretty avid Star Wars fans such as yourselves, like, couldn't put your finger on it at, like, a second's notice just shows how, like, I don't know, maybe just not good it came off?
Maybe I think it was maybe supposed to be like that. Because usually with takeovers, I was like, what's that supposed to mean? What's that gear mean? And it makes you go looking, and then you find the page where of the people that make his gear. So it's almost like an advertisement.
Yeah, but even then, I do feel like a lot more of the gear that he's wore is much more obvious as to what it's meant to be. Like, you know, the Wolverine and the Captain America gear and all that kind of stuff. It's like, even me who does not follow these films knows what fucking Captain America's gear looks like. Or Wolverine's gear.
Yeah. Yeah, fair point.
But that's just because I watch too much wrestling.
Right. What is the point in having these screens if folk are just going to break them?
They're like very flimsy as well.
Like
I think they're just there to look good. I don't think they're actually there to do anything. So basically WWE can be like, look at all the precautions we are taking.
Especially since like the first week they had them on Raw, it was like, oh, this is to protect our NXT wrestlers from the main wrestlers, just so that like nothing happens. And then the end of that Raw, they had Lashley and McIntyre have a fight in the middle of the ring, and then the ref just goes, all of yous, come here, go round that side and go round the plexiglass and come into the ring and stop this fight. And then they all ran into the ring, and it was like, well, what the fuck was the point in having the plexiglass there?
It's stupid.
I think it's to make them look like they're being they're taking precautions.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
I've heard that they're not actually testing people; they're just taking temperatures.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. It's going
but then having that kind of spot though makes it.
They're seriously playing with fire, though, man. Seriously playing with fire, Because if anything happens and there's an outbreak, like amongst wrestlers and like the NXT guys and stuff, they are fucked. They're open to so many lawsuits, it's unreal.
Correct.
Pro wrestlers versus zombies too.
Yeah. The pro wrestlers versus the infected. Or more Vince McMahon versus the infected.
Oh, Vince McMahon will still win.
Probably.
What if I just give you all $1 million each? It'll be great.
Out of his fancy briefcase.
Money.
Money.
That was a Jimmy Snuka joke, in case you missed it.
No, but I'm glad that you glad you filled me in. But now that you've said it, it's like, oh yeah, it was.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought you went to fucking what was it
Million Dollar Mania.
Yeah, or was it $1 Million Mania? Was it $1 Million Sweepstake or something like that? I don't know.
It was Mania.
There was a $1 Million sweepstake, and there was a $1 Million Mania.
There you go.
But, oh well, there you go. Yeah, but $1 Million Mania was my reference because he had the big fucking plastic thing full of money.
Yeah.
That was my reference too. I just got the name wrong.
Yeah, because you smell.
Look, listen. We started at 10 in the morning and I've not had a shower yet, right? Deal with it.
You're not wrong, because I too am the same. So yeah, let's kind of jump to the kind of end of this match where, as you kind of mentioned, Johnny Gargano did use the keys into the eye of Keith Lee, and then Gargano hit his over the top rope DDT, and I thought this was meant to be it here. And then just all of a sudden it wasn't, and then Keith Lee just started no-selling, being stabbed in the eye, and then hit a bunch of power bombs. Like at least, you know, Gargano kicked out the first one or two, but I don't know. I just kind of didn't like the fact that like after using the key spot, Keith Lee was just like, no, my turn. Bomb, win.
Did you just say Keith Lee?
Keith Lee.
That didn't bother me. Maybe it should have.
What bothered me was you could see Keith Lee was prepping to kick out of the super kicks, but putting his hand on Gargano, and I was like, well, this isn't it.
Who was it that used to do that back in the day? There was somebody like really obvious. They used to like, as soon as like the one count hits, they would do that and then get themselves ready. And it's like, oh, I wonder what you're gonna do.
Hogan was infamous for it.
That might have been it. Aye.
Hogan, Warrior, those type of guys.
I feel like John Cena as well to an extent, but John Cena just telegraphs everything he's gonna do before he does it. Mainly just because he balls in the middle of the ring. Clothesline. Oh man, that's kind of why, like, as much as I loved Firefly Funhouse, I really kind of wish that the two of them just had a regular match in the Performance Center, because it would have just been hilarious trying to listen to John Cena not scream every fucking spot.
That might have contributed to the reason they decided to do the Firefly match, by the way.
I know, yeah.
Probably not, but it might have. Who knows?
So yeah, as I say, Keith Lee, at least a couple of his spirit bombs, are they called? Yes. And then got the win, retained, and celebrated with Mia Yim after scoring the pin for the victory.
That's a pretty spot on review of it, Griz. Well done.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
it. Yeah, obviously the rivalry's not over between the four of them, so we'll see where it goes next.
See, this is kind of one of those things where I was like, I kind of wish the women's championship was also involved, because then you could just do like couples versus couple versus couple for belts. I'm glad to see you on board, Chris.
No?
Glad to see you're on board.
Oh, fucking no, not for me. Not into that whatsoever.
I'll tell you something I was not into, and that was Adam Cole versus Velveteen Dream for the NXT Championship and the Backlot Brawl.
So much so, we both fell asleep during the match.
Yeah. There was one part during the match so we'll build up to it a little, where Adam Cole comes out in his big, I don't want to say it's a monster truck, was it? But
it was on monster truck wheels.
So it was a big truck with the Shock the System, Undisputed Era logo and all that down the side. And I like how he still came out to his theme music. Well, both of them did, but I like how they still add that in, because it was that one thing that I kind of said to Chris, I think you were there at the time when the Last Man Standing match happened at WrestleMania, and then when Edge won, like there was an awkward silence for a second, and then his theme music just kind of hit, and I was like, I was really hoping for that to happen, because I thought that would have been really fucking weird. Like his theme music just hitting when he's in like a fucking warehouse. But it's like his theme music found him.
Yeah. But to be fair though, that happened back in the day as well.
I know, but it's just like, it was just the way that also like after the match ended, there was like a really weird kind of like awkward silence for a second that was like, oh, they're not going to do the theme music. And then it just kind of went, on this day. It was like, oh, there it is. I don't know. Just the whole thing was very weird. And then, speaking of weird and, outdated by many years, Velveteen Dream walks out dressed as Negan from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, that was strange.
That's really worked for me.
Don't get me wrong, I liked it, but it was still strange. Like,
it wasn't, but it was like the whole thing, like the whole package. Like it wasn't just he was dressed as Negan; it was the setting around him as well.
Mm-hmm.
When Negan showed up in The Walking Dead, he showed up and they were all circled with the cars with the bright headlights and that one.
Yeah.
So it's like,
oh, okay. So the reference goes deeper than that.
Yeah. So he walks out, he's surrounded by all the headlights, and it looks like him when you first see him at the start of season 7, I think.
Well, there you go. Once again, Grist watches too much wrestling is the argument here. I don't watch pop culture TV.
Yeah, like I remember him coming on. I remember his debut in The Walking Dead. I remember the cars, but I'm forgetting it was at night, so the lights and all that were on as well. Mm-hmm. And then he broke my heart. I'm not going to say it because it's a spoiler.
No. Even I got sad, and like I only ever seen the first season, but I seen that because my other half was watching at the time, and then I just kind of seen it out the corner of my eye, and I just looked up, and I looked at her, and she was devastated because she watched every season, and I was like, I've only seen one season, and he was an OG.
Yes. We should get CM Punk on this show to talk about The Walking Dead. He loves doing that.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Phil, call me.
I mean, when you finish listening, Phil, because I assume you have nothing else to do with your fucking time.
Aye.
I would not be surprised if he's the kind of person who's like, I'm going to listen to all the wrestling podcasts to see if any of them are talking about me.
I don't think he really gives a fuck.
I don't think he gives a fuck either, man.
No.
If he wanted people that like wrestling to be talking about him, it would be fucking wrestling. Hi guys, Chris here. I hope you're all doing well during this pandemic that's gripped the world called the coronavirus. I'm excited to announce a happening in our brand new podcast coming your way on Tuesday, June the 9th. Well, I say brand new, it's similar to a podcast I used to do called The Haunting Inn, except instead of just covering ghosts, ghouls and demons, we'll also cover the real horrors of the world. Not that ghosts, ghouls and demons aren't real. So join myself, Griz, and Cousin Claire on June 9th where we cover the Black Dahlia on all podcast platforms. And we're back.
So let's get into the proper match themselves.
My voice totally cracked here just as I started to do that. I think I rescued it pretty well.
Yeah.
Chris's voice just dropped. I'm so happy for you.
Yay!
Yay!
It took long enough. So let's get into the match now as we properly, because it was. The ref started off the match by going, "Okay, anything goes, and the spotlight is all on you." It's just like, because Adam Cole, I was like, so what do you think? Would you say Adam Cole best NXT champion ever?
Yes.
No.
No.
No? Oh, interesting.
Interesting. Go on.
For me, it's Finn Balor.
And it's quite interesting that, Finn Balor, Mark, over there, said Adam Cole instead of Finn Balor, but interesting indeed. It is going to suck when...
I think Adam Cole's had the much better run. I think he's had the better matches.
I would agree with that. It just sucks that Adam Cole's just going to be leaving WWE in a couple of months.
No, he's not.
What?
Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not.
I read that on the internet.
The Turn Heel pantomime coming your way this Christmas, King Steerer.
Oh, yes, he is.
Oh, no, he's not.
Featuring Grado.
Well, every other pantomime does, so why not?
I know, exactly. Yeah, so that whole rumor about Adam Cole's leaving in a couple of months and maybe going to AEW or whatever, and it's like, because let's leave WWE where I've been treated incredibly well since my debut. They gave me the world title, well, the NXT title for over a year, and I've wrestled on main events of both Raw and SmackDown and NXT pay-per-views like constantly. Let's go to the smaller company that might not be able to pay me as much because I don't like money anymore.
I don't think there's any doubt AEW could probably pay him as much. The theory behind it is because obviously Britt Baker's at AEW, but
yeah.
it's not going to happen, man. He's not going to leave WWE, because it'd be different if AEW also had a full-time schedule and they never ever ever saw each other. But she only works one day a week, in wrestling, and then the other days she's obviously running her dentist practice.
Uh-huh.
And they can
they're both from Florida.
Yeah,
so.
They could live in the same state and it's not a problem. Do you know what I mean? It's fine. So I don't see him leaving. Oh, he's not going to leave anyway because that rumor was horse shit.
Yeah.
But even then, maybe in 2 years he might be thinking different. But even if his contract was up now, can't see him leaving.
Well, there you go.
It's
debunked.
My 2 cents.
Your 2 pence on the matter.
I seen someone in one of the Facebook groups I'm in saying it was more likely that Britt would sign with WWE before Adam Cole would sign with AEW, which I also don't think will happen.
I would say it'd probably be more likely that Britt would sign than Adam Cole leave, but but I also agree, they seem fine where they are, just this is that kind of thing where it's when it comes to these kind of conversations, wrestling fans always seem to know what's best for these people. And it's they're grown ass fucking human beings that can make their own choices, and if they're happy with being in the company that they're in, then just leave them be to be in said company.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. If anyone that listened to Britt on Talk Is Jericho will know that fucking she ain't going to go to WWE at any time, not anytime soon anyway, as in the next couple of years. Because that dentist practice means too much to her to give up, which she'd have to do if she went to NXT.
Yeah, totally. Well, maybe not if she was in NXT, but definitely if there's ever any talk of her moving up to the main roster, because obviously Full Sail also in Florida, where her dentistry is.
Well, she still has to travel with AEW. Obviously, she's not just now, but she still does normally. But it's only one day a week.
Exactly.
Even if she went to NXT, I don't know this for absolute fact, but I can only assume that they're still expected, if you're on NXT, you're expected to be in a performance centre every day or at a house show or whatever, do you know what I mean? So she wouldn't be able to keep on her dentistry practice if she was with NXT.
Yeah, well, that's a good point there. Well done.
Thank you.
That's just trying to avoid talking about the match.
I don't fucking blame him, to be honest, because it wasn't very good. The absolute highlight of the match was the part where Adam Cole went for a move and Velveteen tried to counter, but then it got countered back into like the Panama Sunrise, and then Adam Cole went for a 2 count, but the whole time Morrow was like, Velveteen Dream countered that Panama Sunrise and Velveteen got 2, and it's like, no he didn't. Because everyone else was watching Adam Cole pin Velveteen Dream during that moment.
I could get his words mixed up.
No, he didn't. Shut up, you suck. Not you, Morrow.
It also could be it also could have been a sync issue with our totally legitimate stream. Probably wasn't, but...
Oh, I watched it on the network.
So did we.
Yeah, we did. Technically, we did.
Yeah, no, it was just bad commentary, and I don't know whether like the worst part is this match obviously wasn't aired live. This was pre-recorded. So if the commentary was also pre-recorded with it, then that's a bad flub for them to fucking leave that in.
I don't think it was, because the rest of the show was live, so I'd imagine they'd have just done the commentary live. Because like you could tell pre-recorded commentary.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can always tell. So I think they probably just did the commentary as they were watching it. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is that whatever way they are doing this right now just doesn't work, in my opinion. Like, because they're clearly not in the arena. And I assume that they're probably watching it at home or something. Maybe they've got like the satellite feed that may be a bit ahead of the TV feed or whatever, and that's how they're getting the commentary out or whatever. But the past couple of weeks, like the amount of times where Mauro Ranallo has just bawled over fucking Beth Phoenix while Beth was in the middle of a sentence has just been so unprofessional. Phoenix is just like, she's like, oh, it looks like Velveteen Dream is, oh my god, Velveteen Dream is going to the top rope and he's going to drop a bomb just like something from the war.
Do you know what's quite funny there, Griz? See, as you were on that rant about Morrow interrupting him, the internet went a bit mental, so it kind of cut you out as you were on a rant about being cut off.
Morrow just like pops up on my screen in like a fucking V for
You've
Vendetta
been
mask. Yeah, so this was essentially a glorified hardcore match where they just kind of wandered around and hit each other with stuff, and then Adam Cole spent way longer than he should have trying to get into these fake buildings around the area, eventually getting into one building where he used a fire extinguisher to the face, and then a bit more schmoz, and then the Undisputed Era came out and essentially tried to attack Velveteen. And then this is when Dexter Lumis appeared from under the ring. Spooky. And put Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong in the back of a car and then drove away. And also, yeah, not to forget, the Uber spot.
Oh, that was the drizzling shits.
Yeah.
Is somebody ordering Uber? No.
Okay, then.
Bye. Oh my god, there's wrestlers in the back of my fucking van.
Yeah, I forgot about the Uber spot. That was bad.
It would have been really, really funny if, like, one of the wrestlers did order an Uber. It was like maybe Shotzi Blackheart from her. No, because I want to believe that Shotzi Blackheart actually drives that tank to and from work. So maybe like Tegan Knox ordered an Uber and like because she was ready to go after a match, and she walks up like 5 minutes later and goes, "Did any Ubers show up? Like I'm getting told that mines had came and gone."
No, it actually would have been better if it was Shotzi Blackheart. Because then she'd be like that. I ordered an Uber tank.
I thought it would have been like even more stupid. Like she drives her tank out, and then they get like, you know, like you can get like those wheelchair ramps for people in wheelchairs, and she just drives the tank up the ramp into the taxi. She's just sitting there in her tank in a Uber.
Robert's head looks like it's about to explode.
What can I say?
It heads.
Fantasy booking with Shotzi Blackheart in her tank. I'm all for it.
So Adam Cole won the match.
Yeah, eventually. And that's it. The Velveteen Dream gets no more title matches. No more for you.
None. Nada. Finito.
Zero miedo.
Before this match, though, do you not feel as though Dream's lost a lot of momentum and steam?
I was just going to get into that because I just don't have much interest in him anymore.
I've lost a wee bit of interest as well.
I think it didn't help that after his long-awaited return, he came back and just started doing rip-off Robert Roode, Rick Rude, beg your pardon, Healy stuff with I'm gonna fuck your wife to Roderick Strong, the heel. It didn't really make much sense.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
So with that, there was a lot of people that didn't really know where to kind of side with Velveteen after that. And then also, these other accusations that are kind of still floating about.
Are they, though? I haven't seen anything more about that.
Well, so some other podcasts I listen to, they seem to claim that there's still kind of underlying going investigations, but there doesn't seem to be very much stuff coming out. So that's me only going off what other people have said, and I've not really read too much into it. But
I've literally seen nothing. And see if that's the case, that there is still an investigation going on, then I say justice for Enzo.
Yeah, totally.
I think the difference with the Enzo and the Velveteen Dream one is Enzo was already told that this is being investigated, and he never alerted WWE.
Yeah, that too.
And he had 4 months to let them know, and he didn't until it was very public.
Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah, I forgot about that little aspect of it.
And with Dream's wee situation, if it is under investigation, we won't hear anything because it's an ongoing case.
But is it under investigation by the police or under investigation by the company?
I think it's under investigation by police because it's involving a minor.
Fiddly kiddling. To use a technical term.
I just don't think WWE, if it was under investigation by the police, they would have written him off TV at least. I just don't see them putting him in a technically a main event of a takeover with all that shit going on.
Well, they kind of have written him off with the finish to this match. He's not in the title picture, and he took a severe Panama Sunrise.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I think they would have done it long before now, round about the time it happened.
That's what I thought they were going to do with the initial title match that he had a couple of weeks ago. I thought that was meant to be the write-off. Because it ended in DQ, and then I'm pretty sure there was a big schmoz at the end of it. But I don't know.
It just seems strange to me that they would, that if this was being taken seriously and there was potentially a case to answer, that they would have him what is essentially co-main event a takeover. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Given the fact that they fucking let Enzo fucking go within hours of the fucking news breaking. Although Robert says is correct, yes, he didn't tell them he was under investigation. But as it turned out, it was all fucking...
It was all bullshit anyway.
It was all bullshit, do you know what I mean? So,
the only other thing that I can add onto that is maybe, the fact that Enzo wasn't necessarily very liked backstage anyway, so they probably
they used that as the excuse to get rid of him.
Yeah,
100%.
They were looking for an opportunity to get rid of him anyway. And that just happened to fall in their laps, and they were like, right, okay, well, this is it. And then the part is the fact that as soon as it came out that the bitch was lying or whatever the fuck, but anyway, Enzo didn't wasn't convicted or anything.
Oh, don't get me wrong, fucking Enzo's a prick. I'm not fucking defending Enzo here, but
he's a consensual penis having prick.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't think they would have Dream in this position at this stage if it was being taken seriously or being investigated. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. It probably is being investigated, but I don't think it's been taken seriously.
Well, there's no public news blasts about it since the beginning of May.
Yeah. So there we go. That's what, almost 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And Dream's still on TV and he's still in the main event picture. Just I don't. That says to me that it's not as much into it than what you would think. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, speaking of main events, someone that's going to be in many main events for a long time now is going to be Karrion Kross as he took on Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, and what was a surprisingly short, uneventful match.
Yeah, but I don't think it needed to be.
I wouldn't say uneventful.
Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't need to necessarily be like a pure excellent match because like it got its point across. Ha ha, Cross.
That double choke slam into the apron, that looked absolutely brutal.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And Scarlett's Witcher cosplay was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a reference?
It was the scar.
I still stand by that. Sorry, Robert, on you go.
No, ask me, I'm done.
Aye. I still stand by that fucking Karrion Kross isn't going to be the fucking star of this pairing.
No, I think they balance each other out. I don't think Scarlett's going to be an in-ring wrestler.
No, she's not that great.
She's going to be the big pomp and circumstance building up to him getting into the ring, and then he's just going to smash it in the ring. So it sort of balances itself out, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he does smash it in the ring at home.
But she was fucking blown up after that entrance when she was on her knees. Do you see her huffing and puffing?
The one thing I will say about them, though, I don't understand fall and pray. It doesn't make any sense.
Like, pray for your life because he's about to smash your dick in?
Yeah, but it's the fall bit I don't like. Kneel and pray.
Fall on your knees.
Yeah.
Just kneel and pray then. Fall and pray implies you're just going to go, blessed be Father, for I have sinned.
So fall and pray is so much more awesome to chant than kneel and pray.
It sounds better than kneel and pray.
I think kneel and pray sounds better. We're just going to have to agree to disagree in this one.
No, it's 2-1. It's 2-1, so me and Griz won.
Yeah, it's all right, Chris. You're allowed to have wrong opinions.
But you know what? I quit.
Okay, bye then. Great.
So the match between Karrion Kross and Tommaso Ciampa was short, but a bit of a belter.
Now that we've dropped all the dead weight, yeah, I know. Like, it got, like, as I was saying, it got across what it needed to, and the fact that it ended within about 6-7 minutes, and Karrion just choking out Tommaso Ciampa, it's like that's all it needed to be, and it was perfect. And the fact that, like, Ciampa was willing to take such a quite devastating loss in terms of quickness, considering, he's Mr. NXT, Mr. having 45-minute matches on every takeover kind of thing, to go out this quickly, like, just goes to show how much stock they kind of have behind these two now.
I thought Morrow done a really good job with this match, actually saying that was Tommaso Ciampa's shortest takeover match ever.
Yeah, that was a nice little tidbit. See, this is when Morrow can get good. Like, I've always said that Morrow is a good commentator, but he needs to stop with the shite.
So just his knowledge and the facts, it brings like a real sports feel to it.
Yeah, like see when he talks more stuff about stuff that's relevant, then that's like so much better. But like there was one point during one of the matches where he was like, this crowd's hot tonight.
Decided I'm not quitting anymore.
Oh, come crawling back, yeah.
Back from furlough.
But like, like during the pay-per-view, there was one point where he's like, "Oh, this crowd is hot tonight, much like how the crowd at the very first In Your House was hot for the Heart Foundation back in 1995." And it's like, what's that got to do with N? Why are you bringing that up? Like, nobody.
Incorrect.
I know. Like, he just that may have been me being factually incorrect, to be honest, but just the way that like he always goes out his way to reference stuff that never like fucking matters, but then when he goes out the way to reference stuff that does matter, it makes like it kind of makes the match, like you said, with the whole "this is Tommaso Ciampa's shortest match in TakeOver history." Like, that was good. That's some good commentating. I know that you still have that in you. So see if you just stop with the shitty pop culture references, then maybe we can get back on board with you, because I am not the only person. Chris is not the only person, because I've already listened to another podcast where the people that were on it were like, "Oh yeah, he was fucking horrendous tonight."
And so, do you know what the wrong thing is? See when he does MMA and boxing, he's really fucking good.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, there while you threw your hissy fit.
I didn't. I went for a pee.
I know. But, it's called kayfabe.
What's kayfabe?
He was taking a powder.
Yeah, like, that's what I was saying. Is like, there is still good aspects of a good commentator there, but he's just too wrapped up in his shitty fucking pop culture references and pointless facts. But the fact that like Robert was getting into the whole, it made the match when he said that this is Tommaso Ciampa's shortest takeover match. Is like, that was a nice little tidbit of information to add to this match.
Mm.
And then I kind of went off on a rant.
The show, like when Balor beat Priest, is that, oh, Finn Balor has now got the most wins in a takeover ever.
Yeah, well, I must have missed that one, because I feel like he just, like, that's the thing. There's a lot of times where like a lot of like the good moral things kind of get buried under all his bullshit, because I by that point when he does pull out these nice little tidbits of information, I'm already so done that I try and like, shut him off while I'm watching.
And I can't remember if it was Morrow or it was Tom Phillips in the next match said a fact, and it really upset me.
Well, as we mentioned, the Ciampa passed out to the cross choke, and there we go. Less than 7 minutes, and Ciampa is done for here. So why don't we get onto this next match, and then you can tell us that fact that you were referencing, as your main event of the show was Charlotte defending the NXT Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai.
This wee tidbit, it was since the first takeover, Charlotte Flair has been in 66 championship matches.
Fucking hell, man.
That makes me like ill, physically ill.
5 years.
What's Roman's number? I'd be interested to compare that, because I don't think it's going to be anywhere near 66.
No, I don't think so.
No, because like every time he wins the belt, something happens in some form or fashion. Whether he gets busted for steroids or not steroids, but he violated the something. Or in a much more sad occasion, leukemia.
Yeah,
no, that it's quite, to me, it's quite depressing. 66 championship matches in 5 years. It just,
and people thought John Cena was bad.
Like, there's just too much there in the space of 5 years.
But then, like, also you think about it and you're like, right, she's at 12 range. You know for a fact that they are pushing as hard as possible to get her up to 16 as quickly as possible. Like, you want to look at her title and see if you can look at the length of some of them. Some of them don't even span a week half the time.
Some of them don't even span an hour.
You're right. Some of them don't even span 10 minutes.
Exactly.
But, yeah. I mean, I was very glad that this main evented, though.
Oh, this was a great main event.
Yeah. And I genuinely think they deserved it, because originally I thought going in that Cross and Ciampa were going to be the main event, but that's obviously back before it happened, and I thought that it was going to be like one of these big Tommaso Ciampa style barn burner main events that were going to go on for a while. But when it came up as the semi-main, it's like, okay, something's going to happen here.
Mm.
And then what happened?
I had an inkling because the Prime Target specials they done on NXT this week. The triple threat match, Prime Target, was a lot more in depth than what it was for the Adam Cole Velveteen Dream match. So they seem to have been putting more on the triple threat than what they were.
I feel like there was more to this match than the others, though.
Yeah. Yeah, there was definitely...
Like, there was layers into it.
There was an argument for all three of them to win it, which I quite liked.
And all three is someone different to win.
Yeah. I must admit, though, I really thought it would have been Ripley. Because by all accounts, the reason that she lost the title at WrestleMania was because of that visa issue that she had. So it's like, I kind of thought she was going to get it back now that visa issue is clearly now sorted out, but she didn't. And I feel they've kind of wasted that big push they gave her now.
No, it can be reclaimed because Charlotte's now, well, she can go away back to the main roster and leave NXT on its own.
Well, actually, remember I said I watched the first half of Raw last night?
Right.
Charlotte was on that first half that I watched, and she proclaimed that she fights on all three brands, so I don't think she's going anywhere soon.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No.
I won't tell you the exact reason that comes up, but yeah, she says
ratings.
No, not the ratings. Is probably why they've got her on all three.
No,
but no, on Raw, she's still proclaiming that she fights on all three brands. So,
but when are WWE going to realise that this experiment has failed? The reason
Charlotte could have been a genuine superstar, like a genuine fucking big star. But
she was for a bit.
Yeah, but then they shoved her down everyone's throats, and now no one cares anymore.
Yeah, everyone's completely turned on her, and it is like Roman Reigns is one thing, but like even then, like still, you know, Roman Reigns could pull out a good performance or something like that, and you go, huh, well, you know what, maybe he's not as bad as you think, and that kind of thing. But this is more smelling of the John Cena reigns of terror from like the mid 2000s, where everybody that was tired of like just didn't really like John Cena that much when he became WWE champion, and then, you know, he held the belt for about a year and a half, and then Edge beat him for it. But then a month later, John Cena just wins it back and then holds it for like nearly another year. And it's like, it's just like, and then that was the whole thing of like, and then John Cena just racked up fucking championship wins after championship win. Some of them absolutely undeserved, in my opinion, and I'm not the only one. And this is just starting to feel like what that is again. It's like, instead of like having her gradually win, you know, titles and stuff, they're just like, I don't know, just put Charlotte Flair in there. Like, I think, Chris, during the weekend, you kind of sent me one of like the most accurate memes was like the Tom and Jerry gif, where like one of the little mouses had like the women's championship and it's like new champion, and then Tom's just standing there with his hand out and it's like Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were talking about there, but yes, I do remember that now. Like I said, I sent it pished. But
yeah, probably.
But yeah, fucking the annoying not the annoying thing, but the scary thing is she is probably going to equal her dad's record by maybe even the end of next year.
Or the end of this year.
Because she's on, what, 12 now?
Yeah. And we've still got 6 months left to go.
I don't think she'll do it by the end of this year, but I think she'll do it by the end of next year. And then she's then probably going to break her dad's record.
But like, see, this is the
then
thing.
What? What?
Well, apparently the fucking thing is she's saying she wants to go for a men's belt.
I've seen that. Do the Tessa thing.
I don't even think that merits discussion. You know that? Like,
yeah. Like, maybe if you are going to do it, like, absolutely an Intercontinental or US title, or even just, well, no, because I was going to say the 24/7 title, but even, like, fucking Tamina's already won that belt, so women have already held that belt.
Triple threat match, Phantasma versus Devlin versus Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, she is under 205. Do that. Fine,
yeah,
I'm happy with that.
I'm totally cool with that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can stay on 205 Live where nobody fucking watches.
No, but then she'll be on 4 shows.
Oh, no, I forgot about that. But yeah, it's just the way they're like, if they'd done it more gradually, then it would have worked a lot better. But just the way that they're just like literally throwing championships at her is like, it's kind of gross. And I would not be surprised if at one point they go out of the way to put her on NXT UK for a period of time and have her win that belt.
That wouldn't surprise me either. Just to give her another title run.
Yeah, but like a title run in a different company. So then, like, because I said this a long time ago when it was like, when Rhea Ripley like came up, former UK Women's Champion, then won the NXT Women's Championship, and she's only like 22, 23, you know, world at her feet. Like, there's a long time for Rhea Ripley. Like, she could potentially become like one of the very, very few women wrestlers that could hold every women's title in WWE. But then it was like, yeah, but there's also Charlotte, and you know for a fact that at like a fucking click of the fingers, it'd be like, right, you're going down to NXT and you're going to beat Kelly Ray for the women's title. Then you'll defend it for like 2 months, lose it at a takeover. Then you'll come back onto the roster, and then you'll team with Chelsea Green, and then you win the tag titles, and then you could be like, I am literally the winningest woman to ever woman.
It's just boring, man. It's just like, it's boring now. Like, I'm just so sick of Charlotte.
And then also, as like you were kind of saying, the fact that like she has been in like all 3 shows, like there was literally like 2 weeks or something where she was on every show in the span of like a 7-day period. She was on Raw in a match, she was on NXT in a match, and then she was also in SmackDown in a match. And it's like, give us a fucking break, man. Like, this was the whole point of the roster split, was so that we only had to endure with people we didn't like once a week, and now you're literally throwing her in her face 3 times a week.
See, this is a horrible thing to say, right? And I'm really sorry that I'm going to say it, but it's how I feel. See, for the sake of her own career, she could really be doing with an injury that keeps her out for about 9 to 12 months.
Yeah.
Because if it keeps going the way it's going, people have already turned on her, but it's going to get to the point where they'll never fucking go back. Do you know what I mean?
If she keeps going the way she's going, she is going to get injured. If she's wrestling so much all the time. I know there's no house shows at the minute.
Yeah.
It must be really fucking exhausting to be Charlotte Flair now.
To be fair, it's probably not that bad, because she's wrestling. Yeah, you're right. She's wrestling like 3 times in a week, but that's probably less than what she would have been doing had there been house shows.
Bearing in mind that a lot of these shows are getting taped in the same day, so she's probably wrestled like that Raw and SmackDown match in the span of a couple of hours from one another.
True.
And then the NXT taping is probably like 1 or 2 days later at the absolute most. Maybe even the next day, I don't really know. But Jesus, I feel like we've spoken about her enough. There was 2 other women in this match. 2 much better, non-push down her throat women.
That's true.
So, as Robert kind of said there, this was the interesting one because we all picked somebody different.
Yep, and Griz won.
Griz wins!
Robert, should we just go for a tea break and just let Griz talk for the next 15 minutes?
Oh, verbally masturbate over Io Shirai.
Io's the best. And our new t-shirt's out, and it is on Euroshop, and yes, I will buy it. And I will keep it in my collection with my Kabuki Warriors t-shirt, my Karisane t-shirt, and my other Asuka t-shirts, and then I'll get the Hikaru Shida t-shirt, and then I'll just roll about on them all.
Okay.
Because I can't fucking get Stardom t-shirts. Because they put a certain limit amount of them on sale, and then they sell out, and then also I don't even think they have my size because Japanese are smaller than me. Japanese people are smaller than me. That was a weird sentence. So some of the awesome spots, and they all obviously included Io Shirai jumping off of high things, was when she got thrown through the window of the set and then disappeared for 5 minutes. This was the part where, like, because during the match, I thought this was kind of not the case. This match was kind of sloppy in some parts, and this part really showed. Like, after Io went through the window, there was a kind of schmoz between Charlotte and Rhea, and it just looked very clunky. Like, Charlotte kind of went for a spear, but then, like, Rhea didn't really go down, and then the two of them were just kind of doing things, and it just didn't really make much sense.
I liked it because it felt like a real scrap between the two of them. It felt real, because if you run into somebody in the street and you're fighting, you're not going to go down. You're going to stumble, but you're not going to go down. And
really? So I shouldn't use a spear in a real fight?
No.
No, I would advise against that, Griz.
What should I use in a real fight? Curb stomp. Curb stomp would be good.
Punch in the face.
Kick to the nads.
Ah, the V trigger, perfect. I'll do that.
I fight dirty.
If you can get it on, a chicken wing works pretty well in a real fight, because it genuinely does hurt like fuck.
So I just need to stun them enough so I can just go, huh, chicken wing.
But you have to shout chicken wing beforehand, otherwise it doesn't work.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Like you can't have the move in then shout chicken wing.
The whole thing.
See if it's outside the cat house. The rule is as well, if it's outside the cat house, you have to point at KFC as you shout chicken wing.
Kentucky Fried Chicken Wing.
Otherwise, it doesn't count.
No,
I don't make the rules, man.
Yeah, exactly. if you don't proclaim chicken wing, then like all the power of the move is lost.
Exactly.
That would just be so fucking funny, like watching like a wrestling fan like in an actual fight trying to put on what they think is going to be like a pure like devastating painful maneuver, and the guy's like, going to like stop this, fight me, like, what are you doing? Get off me.
Let me go.
It was the crippler.
Please release me. Let me go.
I mean, it was actually the crippler crossface. Like, that's actually the most devastating wrestling maneuver ever. You should actually be rolling around, hurting right now as I compress your neck. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, pal. Stab. Yeah, man. Goff.
Have about one of these. So then Io ends up diving off the door of the stage, which looked pretty awesome.
Really bad for Charlotte's face. I thought she'd broke her nose.
I guess so, right? She's probably in for another face surgery like later on today. So, you know, like,
yeah. She
sometimes
can get that shit fixed. It's not a problem.
Sometimes, with the amount of sort of stuff that she's had done to her face.
But no, it wasn't just her face in this match; it was Rhea Ripley's face as well.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley has a much more natural face. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that because like there was almost a point where I worried for Rhea Ripley.
Not sure if that was a compliment or not.
Wait, what?
You're thinking about Rhea Ripley's natural face.
Oh, it was a compliment because her face is good as it is. You don't need to go through all that surgery.
Just clearing that up.
Yeah, of course. Rhea Ripley's gorgeous.
Indeed.
And she's a big goth.
In Rhea Ripley's gear, I really liked it because it wasn't clubbing you over the head with a message. It was nice and understated. She had the one white boot, the one black boot, the one black contact, the one white contact.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So that's what that was.
I thought that's what it was when we were watching it.
Sort of statement, but it was...
Yeah. But without beating you over the head about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like the fact that you mentioned the spot that kind of closed it, like, will kind of lead towards that. Because there was a lot of, like, false finishes, like, kind of in between that kind of frightened as a little one. Just like any time that Charlotte was out of the ring, I was like, right, go, go, go. This is your chance, because I knew that Charlotte wasn't going to fucking lose this match. Like, it was obviously, like, I think I even said that during the last podcast, where it's like, if either Rhea or Io is going to win, they're going to pin each other. And lo and behold, I was right.
I don't think that took a great amount of guesswork.
I know, but, like, still, it's just like, it's just nice to say something that actually happens. Makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. So the ending came when Charlotte put Rhea in the figure of 8, and Rhea done the moonsault. No, Rhea didn't do a moonsault. Rhea got hit by the moonsault by Io, but I don't think I could blame Io in this aspect, because
it did look nasty.
She did the flip, and then Rhea kind of like sat up at the wrong moment, and like Io kind of like landed on her head. And while it looked nasty, like, I do feel like it was not Io's fault.
I think that Io could have maybe went more to the left.
But also
Rhea,
at the same time, if Rhea wasn't...
can't really move when she's in that submission.
But she's sitting up, though. So see if you're going from a lying down position to a sitting up position, your head's further up the... What's the right word I'm looking for here?
Vertically?
Yeah. So when it goes vertical, it then comes closer in. See if she'd be lying on her back, Io would have landed on her chest.
She was lying on her back, but then, like, as Io done the flip, she kind of sat up again.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I can't really blame Io, because, like, when she was ready to do that move, like, Rhea was in position, and Rhea then kind of moved, which kind of buggered up the whole sequence. But nevertheless, like, she hit the moonsault, she got the pin, and because Charlotte was still locked in the submission move, she couldn't, like, undo her legs in time to break up the pinfall, which meant she literally needed to just sit and watch her title be taken from her, which was glorious.
The thing that annoys me about the finish, though, is the second time in, like, 3 weeks they've done that.
When was the first time?
They've done it with Spud. Oh, sorry, Drake Maverick.
Oh, yeah.
And the triple threat.
Yeah, you're right.
The lead up to Survivor Series, Charlotte had someone in the figure 8. I think it was Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Ripley came in and pinned Sasha.
No, she pinned Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah. Because Charlotte had the arch, and so she was just like, fuck you. Just kind of pushed her head out from under her, and her shoulders ended up being done. But yeah, look, I still kind of liked the ending as kind of...
I liked it too.
Slightly messed up as it was. It would have obviously been better had we, as we were saying, like, had Rhea just been lying down in the correct position, but maybe she, like, kind of was off cue and thought that there was another couple of seconds or something before Io was going to come off, and she started to sell, and then bang, right on top of her.
I'm just going to brand it the moonsault knee drop.
Yeah, well, it's better than the moonsault chop that she used to do throughout every match of the Mae Young Classic, where she would, like, kind of just go, ah, and then the only part of the moonsault that would hit would be her arms because she overshot it too much.
Yeah,
she's still awesome.
I'm looking forward to this Io Shirai run, though. Hopefully it's a decent one and not fucking taking... The title's not taken back by Charlotte on the fucking rematch that she's clearly going to get.
I know, like, but the thing is, like, I'm now somewhat looking forward to the Io Charlotte match that, like, was meant to happen, because obviously that was meant to happen a couple of weeks ago on NXT, and then Charlotte just decided to hit her with a kendo stick for no reason.
Well, she's the championship advantage, so she would have kept the belt.
Yeah.
Whereas
but, like,
Charlotte needs to win the match with pinfall or submission.
Yeah, but wasn't she always the whole, oh, well, I defend this belt night in, night out, and she never really done that many times before that I can remember.
Because she couldn't beat Io.
Yeah, because Io is the best.
Around, nothing's ever gonna keep her down. She's the best. Sorry.
I'm right. Did you know she was going out with Evil?
She's engaged to Evil.
Oh, there you go. Even, I mean, most of they are going out. And they're just thinking they're going out to the next level.
I think that might have destroyed Griz a little bit inside.
Look, I've accepted it at this point. Like, both Carrie and Asuka are also married. It doesn't stop me from loving them.
And the list of
takeovers, loving them, baby.
And the list of takeovers, where would you place this one? Top end or the bottom end?
Middle
I
end.
would say lower top end.
Middle end. For me, like it was good. It was nothing special, but it was enjoyable.
And it was 2.5 hours.
I
don't know if it was just because all the nostalgia of the 90s, but it was really up there for me.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's what I mean when I say lower top end. Like, it was a good show. I would actually have loved to have seen it, obviously, again, with crowd, because I feel like some of the matches would have definitely got over a lot better because of it. But I mean, like, this is literally the best we got right now. So, like, and there's some people that I feel like that are really shitting on, like, oh, I can't really watch, like, wrestling without a crowd and all that. And it's just like, I think, like, we should just kind of appreciate what we have. Be glad that we actually, throughout this entire run of this fucking pandemic, that we still had something to watch every week. Like,
I've come to a realization. I don't think anything WWE does is going to make me happy. And the reason I've came to that realization is because when they were doing the shows without the crowd, I was like, this is shit, man. Like, it was just too weird. It was too quiet. I didn't like it. Now they have the crowd, and it's somehow worse. Like, because the crowd is so forced. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
It's like, like you can tell they don't want to be there.
But when they do get the crowds back, you're probably going to say, I fucking hate the crowd.
I know, exactly.
Why did they all keep chanting for CM Punk?
I know, exactly. Like, I just, it's a never-ending circle of not making me happy. And it actually makes me sad to think that I'm that type of wrestling fan now.
Oh, the cynical type.
You're just a miserable twat.
But the thing is, though, and again, it's going to make me sound even worse when I say that I've said a million times before. AEW have totally nailed the no crowds thing. Like, their wrestlers don't feel like wrestlers. See, if you didn't know they were wrestlers, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, because, like, that's the thing is, like, I feel like WWE are definitely telling all the wrestlers around ringside how to act, whereas AEW is like, I don't know, like, just go out and kind of do your character, but make it involved. And then that's why it's funny that people like MJF and Sean Spears are cheering for people, because, like, they fucking hate everybody, but, like, the whole reason they're doing it is because they're gambling.
Yeah.
And then so it's like, of course you're going to start cheering for faces if you fucking decide you're going to put money on them.
Yeah. AEW have handled the whole no crowds thing a lot better than WWE have. And
yeah.
It's not me being a fucking AEW fanboy, it's just the crowds at these WWE shows, they're fucking standing on their feet for 10 hours doing these tapings. No wonder, like, they're like, oh, yay, boo. Like, last week on Raw, when Seth Rollins was out doing his eulogy to fucking Rey Mysterio.
His eulogy?
And it was literally just a eulogy, sorry.
Yeah.
To Rey Mysterio. And it was just basically fucking the crowd going, boo.
Yeah. Oh my god. That was, yeah, like, I will give you that was so fucking annoying. It was like, it was to the point where it was just like, that's what, like, a dickhead, like, fan would do. I think I was doing something like that once where I was drunk at a Fierce Female show when fucking Christopher Saint tried to talk, and I just kept going, what? Like, right,
you're an asshole when you're drunk? I don't believe it.
Oh, just to Christopher Saint, because he fucking sucks. And it figures why he's not in any prominent wrestling promotions anymore.
Well, with the breaking news this morning, it'll be interesting to see how New Japan deal with their crowd situation with the announcement of the New Japan Cup.
Yeah,
it will be. Like, so, has it been confirmed that it's going to be no fans at all, or the limited fans?
I've not seen anything about it.
Japan has been hit pretty hard, so I'd be very surprised if there's fans allowed in.
Like, the last show that I can think of that had fans was there was obviously that Stardom show that was on YouTube that had no fans, and then they cancelled a bunch of shows, but then they done their annual Cinderella tournament, and that actually had some fans there, but every fan was tested before they got in the arena, and then even then, like, the place was still, more empty than full. And then I think, and then after that, they were like, right, we're not doing any more shows until this kind of pandemic is over. So I think even then, maybe doing that show was kind of a bit of a worry. And now they're meant to be coming back. I think they may have said the end of June for Stardom. So maybe see what they do, if they're going to continue doing no fan shows, or if they're going to do the whole making sure fans are going to be tested before they go in or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the only other kind of fan shows I've heard of is there was a J Stage show that had 30 people, and that was a little dojo show. So, they're not necessarily big companies, but it seems as if they're just starting to slowly trickle in a few fans. And I think it's also the kind of thing where I think the Japanese people are right, well, how much do we really want to go to the show kind of thing? They're using their own prerogative as well.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. No doubt we'll watch the first show anyway.
Yeah.
When does it start, Robert? Is it this week?
No.
6 days from now, I think he said.
Yep, it's the 15th of June.
Sweet. There you go. Right, well, there we go. We'll definitely watch the first show.
With the finals happening on the 11th of July.
Sweet. So shall we wrap this shindig up and get on with the rest of our day, since it's only fucking 12:30?
Yes.
Well, I've been Chris Motherfucking Hughes.
I've been the Griz.
I've been Robert.
Oh.
See.
Bye. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Heel Podcast. And also, don't forget, you can hear our archives on the World Wide Web at heelpodcast.co.uk. Well, that's all, folks. So long. Have a good day.